Nohémie, welcome to the show.
Thank
It's
you.
it's amazing. It's a pleasure to have you here. How are you today?
I'm very good. Very good in sunny Florida. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I mean, what better way to start the weekend with someone as badass as you? You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah. So let's dig in here. Let's go back in time here a little bit here and tell me how your acting career started.
Well, I started at theater in high school, so technically
Okay.
one, but it's not until I actually moved to Vancouver when I was about 20 years old that I jumped into the film world, and I went and dropped my resume to be a PA, production assistant on set of Percy Jackson. I didn't know nothing about nothing. Um,
Okay.
I walked in the office and I dropped my resume and I started as a PA, production assistant on like a huge movie. And yeah, that's kind of how I started. I got to know some people, which introduced me to other people, and that's kind of how I started my career in the film industry when I was 20 years old.
So basically, starting from the bottom over here.
From the bottom, that's right, the very bottom. I was changing garbages and brooming sets and doing everything
Wow.
that was
Okay.
needed.
Okay. Hashtag Greg, by the way. I love it. That is amazing, amazing. And like, tell me. So time went by, but what were like some of the challenges that you had when you were, like recently making like your first steps here?
When I was making my first steps in the acting world,
Yeah.
uh, definitely because acting is not a Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 kind of job. It's definitely not.
Mm.
So the biggest thing for me was to be able to support myself and still be available for auditions and training, because you need to train, you need to work on your craft, you need to put yourself out there to know other people. So it is a full-time job, but you also need to have another job to get money because you're not really living off of what you're doing. So that was definitely the hardest part in the beginning, like having a random job and trying to do what you love. And sometimes it was hard because you can't go to auditions because you're working at a restaurant or whatever. So trying to figure out how the logistic of everything was definitely the most challenging thing.
And like, was it something else you wanted to do back when you were little? I don't know. Uh, Maybe astronaut, superhero, police officer, doctor.
No, I always wanted to be an actor. I wanted to sing and dance. I remember when I was about 5 years old, I live in Quebec, Canada, and it's like super cold. And every year we go in the forest and we chop some wood for my mom's house. And it's like a family activity, and it's about a week long. And I was 5 years old, and I just remember like climbing on trees while everybody was like lifting heavy logs and stuff. And I would just dance and sing and be in my own world and do my own thing. So I wanted to do that since I have a very young age. I don't recall wanting to do anything else, actually.
I love it. That is so cool. So you were basically the kind of the entertainment as they were, chopping wood. You were like making them happy by dancing. Okay, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, exactly. My mom took videos and picture, actually. So I have proof.
I love it. I love it. And tell me, like how you prepare a character. How you understand that it depends on the role, but what is your approach for you to start creating this character?
Well, the first thing for me is, do I want to do that character? Do I want to go there? Because I have some ethical rules for myself
Okay.
that I'm not going to take on anything that I don't want to, or certain.
Absolutely.
I want to portray some sort of characters. First thing is to decide, do I want to do that or not? And the next thing is I don't want to use any past experience as reference to go get the emotions for myself in my personal life. So I try to have a very creative approach on prepping for the role, like putting myself in somebody else's shoes instead of like digging from past experience
Mm.
to get the emotions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and you have a lot of creation. Creativity is a beautiful thing. So I use my imagination, and then I go and meet people. I observe a lot what they do with their hands when they're talking to me, or what they think. It's a lot of trials. I go out there and I put myself in sometimes uncomfortable position to see how I would react. And it's fun. That's the best part about it, because it requires doingness. It's just not sitting at home and like reading lines. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, which I think sometimes people will think that, right? That is basically sit on your comfy couch and just check the lines and you're good to go.
No, not at all.
You know?
Sometimes it requires months, like years of preparation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like from the actors that I've interviewed, some of them will tell me that they will go to a coffee and then they will see people, so like see the reaction. And another one told me that that basically they will go to the subway and just sit there and watch people, and they say that eventually you get the character you're looking for. So it's so funny how like everybody has like their own thing.
Yeah, for sure. It's like it's creation. It's observation. A lot of observation,
Absolutely.
and sometimes it takes like 6 months until you kind of figure out how you want to go about it and what feels good to you too. So it's a lot of doingness. Yeah.
And like, what has been that character that took you the most? Like that character that was harder for you to kind of getting ready.
I would definitely say when I was playing a drug addict, that was the hardest for me. Yeah, because I've never taken any drugs in my life, and I don't drink a whole lot, so I had a hard time trying to portray what it would be, still being authentic, and I didn't want to fake it. So it had to be real, and I didn't want to take drugs.
Yeah, of course.
Drug addict.
Yeah, of course. Otherwise, that would have been like horrible. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So that's a lot of observation. There's a street called in Vancouver, East Hastings, and there's a lot of, unfortunately, like homeless people and drug addicts that are just in the street. And I would just go and drive there, and I would just look at them and see, what's their awareness level, what do they do, how do they walk, are they talking, like what are they going through. And that was hard, because it's the real life things that is happening, and that was the hardest.
Yeah. Okay. Now, let's say one day I call you and I tell you that I want to become an actor. Now, I don't have any experience at all. Zero. I think I only have back in high school one line, and I screw it up. But anyway, so what advice would you give to someone who doesn't know anything about acting but wants to start this journey?
I would say push away your own considerations, because it's all about you. Like, you control your future. Stop telling yourself that you can't do it, or stop thinking about the what ifs, and put yourself out there. Definitely put yourself out there. Go and meet people, do anything that you can, even if it's for free. I did a lot of volunteer work in the beginning. You just have to yourself first and then train. So if you don't know how to do anything, it doesn't matter. Just get to know people and train.
There you go. Now, I'll tell you what, if I ever get an Oscar for Best Actor, I'll be putting you in my thank you speech.
Thank you.
Count on it. Now, what has been either the worst or funniest audition you ever had?
Probably definitely the first audition I've ever went to, for sure. Because you have no idea what you're doing, what to expect. Awkward. I was auditioning for a musical role, so I had to dance and sing, and the setup was like very non-professional, and I wasn't speaking English very well too, so it was definitely awkward. But I got it. I got the role, but the process was super awkward. I had to dance. They wanted me to dance. They learned that I was dancing while I was like singing my lines, so they wanted me to improv a little choreography. So the camera guy had to come and dance with me, and he didn't know how to dance too, so it was very awkward.
Okay. Yeah.
But it was, looking back, it's very fun memories. But because the first thing you do anything, it's a bit awkward. You don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're preaching to the choir here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can understand that. Yeah. And let's say that Netflix, HBO Max, Disney Plus, you name it, They come to you and they tell you that they got this idea for a film in which basically goes that all of the characters you have played at the moment will gather to celebrate your birthday. Tell me, what would be the name of the film?
Huh. Very good question you got there.
Oh, thank you.
I would say The Musical Circus.
Okay.
That would be the name.
I'm thinking this would be like a dramedy, right? For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay.
Circus means that there's a lot of chaos and a lot of random characters. A musical, because I'm a dance major and I love singing, so there was a lot of music involved, but there are a lot of chaos and a lot of random characters that I played. So yeah, I would say that.
I love it. Now that you mentioned that you love to sing, tell me like how you prepare, you know, and also like how you prepare to, like how you manage to get your voice into the perfect like spotlight, say. So
no, I don't really. You know what? Is this the thing that I put the less effort in? And
okay, cool.
Over the years, the more effort you put into something, the more solid it becomes. And so I just learned to just be calm about my auditions and about my preparation, and I don't have the must-have on getting that thing. So the more the less effort I put into it, and I just like go and simply I just perform and do what I love. That's when it works the best. So I don't spend like hours trying to work up my voice. I do a little bit of exercise, maybe five minutes, but it's very simple, and the way to operate in my life is very simple. The simpler it is, the simpler it is, the easier it gets, for sure.
Okay. Now that's talent right there. I love it. But tell me, like, the same thing. Let's say that I want to become a singer. Now, the only time I sing, it's when I'm in my car singing Taylor Swift. That's another thing. Tell me, like, what advice would you give to someone who doesn't know who sings horrible, but still wants to do it? You know, like as for fun.
The first thing is I would say definitely get comfortable being in front of people. Like just practice. Just comfortable like singing in front of other people, in shows or in gatherings or even like create your own events just to practice. No matter what you do, you have to be comfortable being in front of people. Because if you're singing in your car, chances are you're probably shy to sing in front of people.
I mean, you haven't heard me sing it.
I have not.
No.
But
yeah, no.
Like anything, you know, when I'm playing piano and I don't know a song, I just like rehearse like for hours and hours and hours, just practice. Yeah. And it's all confront. Like just confront the people and confront what you have to do, and it's training. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. So soon I'm gonna add covers also on my YouTube channel. Stay tuned for it. Can you hear me? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it got like cut out for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so what I was saying is that soon I'm gonna add covers to my YouTube channel. Stay tuned.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right on.
And I'm also gonna add you on my thank you speech when I get my Grammy.
Thank you.
You know, I would say that I would say this wouldn't have been possible without, you know.
Without Nohémie, who told me to get out of my car and sing in front of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Love it. Now, if you could describe your whole career, all of it, but on a drink. Now, you could choose one that it's already made, or you can create one.
Oh my gosh. I haven't drank in years. I'm not the best with the drink names. Okay, let me...
If you want, I can switch the question to, so instead of a drink, a meal.
A meal. I think I'll stick with the drink. It'll probably be
okay.
say sex on the beach. It's the only one I know.
But here's the thing, how would you call it? Let's say that if I go to a bar or a restaurant and I want to order your drink. So we know it's a sex on the beach, but what will be like your name on it?
The Dancing Muse.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. That's definitely a drink I will order at some point, yeah.
It's fancy, it's artsy.
You got it. All right. And my last question here, Noémie, is like, what motivates you? You know, we all have those days that we basically just want to quit. And sometimes it's funny because nothing is happening, you know, everything is cool, normal, but suddenly we get into this toxic idea that we are not worth it, that we are horrible, that we have wasted our time. I mean, I can go, oof. But like, what pulls you out of those toxic thoughts and pushes you on the path that you have been creating so many years now?
Well, definitely two things. First thing is knowing why you're doing it for, and your dream. Like, dreams is the biggest motivation for me. Having a big enough dream, like a dream that excites you, and a dream that is so big that you're not going to wake up one day and just like, whatever, I don't want to do that anymore. It has to be a very big goal. First of all, that's the first thing. And the second thing is, if I find myself that I feel like that, it's because I have people around me who are not very healthy to hang out with. That makes me doubt, or that are in a very kind of sneaky way. So I just take a look at my surroundings, or my friends, or the friends of the people I hang out with, and I just do a good cleanup in my surroundings. And it's the first rule of myself to surround myself with people that dreams even bigger than me, that have big dreams and big goals. Just with that, you get so much motivation from that, because everyone around you dreams as big as you know, so it's very hard to get demotivated. So I don't get that anymore, but in the beginning I would get like that. I would feel like, why am I doing this? But especially when you go up auditions after auditions after auditions and you always get rejected. But when I learned that, I just took a good look at my surroundings, and I just started to bring the right people in my surroundings, and that made the biggest difference.
There you go. I mean, at the end, what can I say, Noémie? I love what you do. It's super cool. The fact that you are following what makes you happy. I mean, as simple as it may sound, you know, we all know that it's not, and it takes sometimes your whole lifetime to discover what really makes you happy, you know. The fact that you discover it, you are making it happen, you know, you're having results to it. That's really cool, but also it's living proof that dreams can come true. I love it.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I also want to thank those who watched this video. Thank you so much. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, I mean, the video is done, but make sure to go follow Noémie like right now. I mean, let's make her viral, right? # Team Noémie, because she's awesome. And again, thank you so much. Have an incredible upcoming weekend. Keep killing it. Keep being awesome. And I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you for your time. You as well.